Hi. Okay. Hope I'm audible to you guys and
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Yeah.
Yes, sir. You are audible, sir. I can hear you.
So we'll start then. So as we aware about in the last class, we're discussing about the VPC configurations and how VPC will work. We discussed about that. If you guys look at this diagram, like from the internet, it's a cloud. From internet, will be getting from the ISP. So how you can access this means via internet gateway. Internet gateway is a horizontal device. So we have two internet gateways will be there. One is a egress only internet gateway. Another one is only internet gateway. Only internet gateway will use for IPv4 and egress only internet gateway will use for IPv6. Okay. So we created both. The next step we have a route table. So also you guys aware about in the last class, internet gateway we connected to route table as well. Okay, so in this diagram you can see that if I go to VPC, you guys can mute. If required, you can ask me the questions. You guys can see the route tables here. So forget about the default route tables. The route tables which we created, we can check. So for example, public route table is there. So this route table is connected to which one you want to see. You can see edit routes are there. Last third option. If you click on edit route, you can see we added 0.0.0. 0.0.0 means all traffic. Internet gateway means this one we selected and we selected the internet gateway. So that is the route. So that is the options fixed with this one. Like in the diagram, internet gateway connected to route table. Also internet gateway connected to private route table also both. And this
Your voice is breaking, sir.
now it's fine.
Usually it would be, but in between it goes down, sir, all of a sudden.
So this route table is connected to this public subnet, also private subnet also. Both the subnets it will be connecting. So that's the reason two route tables we created. Public route table will be connected to public subnet, private route table will be connected to private subnet. So where this subnets will be there means within this VPC. That's the 10.0.0.16 is the VPC we created. But we didn't took 16, we took 24 or something. Very small network we're designing. Okay. These are the components ways we know that already. Then this is the first 5 IP address won't be available for AWS to use, that we aware about already. 10.0.0.0 is a network address, 1 for reserved for AWS for VPC router, 2 for reserved for AWS, 3 for reserved for future use, and 255 network broadcast address. Okay, so what you can do with the VPC, launch instance into a subnet of your choosing. Again, assign custom IP address ranges in such subnet, configure route tables between the all subnets, create an internet gateway and assign it to the VPC. Much better security control over security groups and network ACLs, and this many things we discuss. Okay, now we need to discuss about jump server. Before going to the jump server, we need to create few more resources. So last class we created VPC subnet, route tables, internet gateway, egress and internet gateway. We discussed that, correct? So today we're gonna create this security group. You guys can see security groups in the down right. So here we need to create the security group. Okay, let me, whatever not necessary, will delete that. We will delete this. Then we require things only there right now. Let me create one root tab, one security group now. Assume that security group is a firewall. It acts like a virtual firewall that controls the traffic for one or more instances. Like for this particular security group, how many instances will connect, right? But this all the instances, this security group will be applicable. Okay, so let me give you the context on this. So in last class we discussed in security group is like your gate, your home gate. Okay, like if the person wants to reach to your home, first he has to get inside the gate. So the gate itself the blocker. So okay, gate will only allows or the gatekeeper, security guard or gatekeeper will be there, right? That guy only allows the known persons only. Unknown persons, they never allow. Correct. Similar way. So this security groups also will do the same functionality. So it will only allow the allowed persons only, the known persons only. Okay. So now we'll create a security group here. Create security group, and we can give the security group name is my custom hyphen VPC SG. You can give the name something like this. Description. Then VPC, we need to select our own VPC. Then here we need to add the rules. Inbound rules and outbound rules are there. Right? Here we need to add. Before that, I'll add the tag also. Name. Then whatever the value we given about, the same thing added. Now inbound rules are there. In the inbound rules, if you guys think here, this is the inbound rules. Inbound, outbound, two values are there. Inbound nothing but incoming traffic, outbound nothing but outgoing traffic. You can treat like that. Inbound is the inbound incoming traffic, outbound is the outgoing traffic. Okay, so now, so here, first we select the inbound rule. We can select the respective port numbers also, whatever we required, but even you can select all traffic anywhere also. I'll select respective things only. Custom is there, anywhere is there, IP, anywhere IPv6 is there, my IP is there. My IP means the Wi-Fi which I connected. Okay, yeah, custom nothing but you can give some IP ranges here. Okay. Anywhere means all traffic, everybody is allowed. Next, so HTTP I'll allow anywhere. HTTPS also I'll allow. This is the very popular protocols which are using, right? That only I'm allowing. Then MySQL, if I want MySQL also I'll allow. MySQL bar Aurora. Anywhere IPv4. Okay, this many ports I allowed. SSH, HTTP, HTTPS, MySQL bar Aurora. Outbound rules, you no need to select outbound rules. By default, it will select it already. Okay, look at all traffic anywhere already custom already selected is the 0.0.0. Okay, next tag I added. Let me create the security group. Okay, security group also created now. So what is the next step then? We left out with these options only. DSCP option set, elastic IP, manage prefix list, NAT gateways, peering connections. Okay, so DSCP option sets will discuss, but elastic IP manager prefix list, this will be discussed in the upcoming class only. Okay, so DSCP option sets. What is this meaning of this means? DSCP means dynamic host configuration protocol. This will be used for assigning the IP address for a servers automatically. Means this is the like wonderful feature. What this feature is going to do means this will going to assign the IP address to multiple host, multiple servers it will assign. Okay, in case you want to create a DSCP option set, you can see here. Protocol provides a standard for passing configuration information to the host on a TCP or IP network. This option fields on a DSCP message contains configuration parameters. Okay, like for example, DSCP option set name is there. You can mention here my DSCP option set. Then domain name is required. Like we need to give the domain name. If you are using Amazon provided DNS name, it like this we need to give. Using Amazon provided another design, specify this one. Other specify domain name, myexample.com. This value is used to complete the unqualified DNS names. For example, I am using besantech.com. Okay, like this we can give domain name servers. So enter up to 4 IP addresses and 4 IPC addresses separated by the commas, but we don't have any IP addresses. This DNS IP address is nothing but domain names we need to give. The IP address of the up to 4 domain name servers or DNS, the default DSCP option set. That's nothing but when you purchase this domain, right? That time they'll give this particular DNS values. That values they're asking us to update, but we don't have. We cannot proceed further on this generally. But I'm showing the options. What are the options are there in the DSCP option sets? Okay, net bias mode, preferred, like these options are there, but I'm not doing anything on this because this required a domain name that you should be purchased from the GoDaddy, NetBeans, Amazon Route 53. Like this, there are plenty of options are there. In that places only we can able to purchase the domains. Okay. So till here, your till DSCP option sets, and security groups. Any questions or anything want me to repeat, please let me know, guys, because this is a very important topic. VPC is very important topic in our journey. Anything want me to repeat, please let me know. This is already one DSCP option set is created. Remember, this is for default VPC. You guys aware about there are two types of VPCs are there, right? Custom VPC and dedicated VPC. So this is the custom VPC. So this is a default VPC. What we created is a custom VPC. A custom VPC you want to create means we require a domain name. Our domain name is nothing but our company name. For example, wipro.com, tcs.com, amazon.com, like this, the .com name will come, right? That is the domain. Okay, that domain is required. Okay, so then if you guys are okay with this, then we'll move on to EC2 first. Okay, we'll discuss about what is EC2, because you guys saw the diagram, right? In the diagram, EC2 only missing now. So we'll discuss about what is EC2 and how EC2 will work based upon that, and I'll show that how to create the servers. Then we'll proceed further. Okay, what is EC2 then? So remember, guys, EC2, E means elastic, the word E means elastic, then C2 is there. That means two C's are there. What is the meaning of the C2? Nothing but one C is cloud, another C is computing. That means elastic cloud computing. As you guys already aware about the word elastic. Elastic nothing but automatically increasing or decreasing as per your requirement. Correct. That is the meaning of elasticity. Yeah, elastic is like a rubber, like you can expand otherwise you can compress that. Correct. Same meaning. Then what is compute then? Compute nothing but CPU, memory, disk, network. CPU, memory, disk, network. These components are called it as a compute, we call it as. That means CPU, memory, disk, network configurations. These configurations are elastic, nothing but anytime you can increase, anytime you can reduce. Where these all are available in the cloud, that is called as elastic cloud computing. In the short form, we'll call it as a EC2. So EC2 stands for Elastic Compute Cloud. It is a web service that provides resizable computing capacity. Literally, servers in the Amazon's data centers that you can use to build and host your software systems. Nothing but the servers will be there in the AWS EC2 data centers. Means data centers means some location it will be there. Like we usually access in the, we should be in some of the location. Okay, like last class I'm saying that please come to North Virginia, Mumbai, Sydney, like that. So some of the location will be staying, correct? So our server, I mean, when you choose the region, in that region only all your applications, servers, databases, like anything, like in the AWS, whatever you're going to configure, where those will be configured means in that particular location only. That location we are called as a region. So what is region? Nothing but region is a geographic location where AWS set up their data centers. Okay, that location we'll call it as a EC2. So that means instead of the servers present in your company or your data center, the servers will be present in the cloud providers or cloud regions data centers. Okay, in there only that will be physically present. Using Amazon EC2 eliminates your need to invest in hardware. Nothing but if you use EC2, this will eliminate. Like for example, if you don't have any EC2, if you don't have EC2, if you are not using AWS cloud, then without this, like you want to create a servers means you need to set up a physical servers only. Physical servers means you need to buy the servers and you need to put up in your company only. Correct. For that, huge investment is required. For example, you want to you want to purchase a server. Server is not server is not cheaper. It will be require some crores of rupees to do the investment for purchasing that particular server. Okay, and doing the configurations and setting up that server, that's not so easy job. It will be taking a lot more time. Okay, but if you go for AWS EC2, it will allow you to create the servers without investing any amount, because those are virtual servers. So you develop and deploy the applications faster. Nothing but if you use cloud servers means cloud servers are rapid, those are dynamic. Quickly we can able to create and we can able to create the applications and do the deployment also very faster. That is the meaning of the second one. Next, you can use EC2 to launch as many as few resource servers you need. So configure security and networking and manage storage. So for an example, you will be creating a servers. You can take the requirement like this. I need 10 servers. One of my colleague required 20 servers. Another guy required 500 servers. Like that, the different guys have the different number of servers they're looking for. Okay, so in that context wise, if you think about that, so AWS will provide one server also, AWS will provide 1,000 servers also. Even if you're looking for 1 lakh servers also, AWS will provide for that. Okay, that is the use case of the third one. And also it will allow you to configure the security, networking, and along with managing the storage also. Storage means like a hard disk. Like in your laptop, D drive, E drive, F drive will do the partition, right? Same kind same criteria of the things you could able to make it using this using cloud servers EC2. You can access EC2 from the console. Console means like a web UI, web user interface. Daily we're going to log in and we'll be accessing, right? In that method. Another one will is via CLI also we can able to access. The next one we have a PowerShell. Using PowerShell also we can able to access the resources. Then APIs, application programmatic interface are there, and SDK, software development kits also can be used to access the resources. Next. Amazon EC2 enables you to scale up or down. Amazon EC2 enables you to scale up or down to handle the changes in your requirements or spikes in popularity, reducing your need to be forecast the traffic. Let me give a simple example. Generally, you guys used to purchase the electronic projects or maybe something from the e-commerce site, correct? That could be a Mintra, or it could be a Misho or a Flipkart, Amazon, Paytm. Somewhere you're gonna purchase some items, correct? Generally, any electronic gadgets you want to purchase, that in the festive season, maybe in the month of October, November month, you want to purchase something, is generally all the e-commerce websites used to give use discounts. That we call it as a big billion days, correct? So, by any time do you guys think, while Big Billion Days, after completing the Big Billion Days, okay, assume that now Big Billion Days is not running, it is already completed. Now, in case if you look for now, very less orders are placing. For example, per day at least maybe max to max 10,000 orders only placing in the Flipkart nowadays. I mean, normal days. When we go to Big Billion Days, remember when you go to Big Billion Days, so Big Billion Days, one day itself, the lack of orders will be placing. Nothing but many users are coming to the website. Correct? Do you guys think? Like? And the same, where is 10,000 orders? Where is 1 lakh orders per day, same day? While in the big billion days, 1 lakh orders, but non-big billion days, only 10,000 orders. There could be there could be a lot of difference will be there, correct? 1:10 ratio, nothing but normal days only one order is placing means, but when in big billion days, it will be placing more than 100 orders. Ratio if I'm taking. Okay, such a moment, but Flipkart website is Flipkart website only. But any changes in that? If 1 lakh orders are placing means definitely there are plenty of users are coming and accessing the website. Correct. Such a moment, how the traffic management will work? That is the meaning of, that is the strategy behind this will be, there is a word called auto scaling and load balancer. Remember this, there is a strategy called auto scaling and load balancing will be there. Anyway, we'll explain that in detail in the upcoming class in the EC2. What is auto scaling, what is load balancing, how this auto scaling load balancing will work, we'll explain that in detail. Okay, but keep it in the mind, like whenever there is a used traffic will be there, so then definitely people will go for auto scaling and load balancing concept. Okay, any questions guys about the EC2? Let me know if any specific questions or confusions. The thing. Okay, so what are the features of EC2 then? What are the features it will going to offer us? So the first thing, virtual computing environment, or the virtual servers are known as instances. Remember, virtual servers, virtual machines, virtual VMs, anything you treat them, those are called as a virtual servers, virtual machines, virtual VMs. Those all together we call it as a instances. In AWS word is called instances, but in other clouds like Azure, GCP, if we talk about, they call it as a virtual machines, but here we call it as a instances. Okay. Free configured templates for your instances known as AMIs. Free configured templates for instances. Free configured templates for your instances known as a AMIs. That package of the bits you need to for your server. So what is this AMIs means? Amazon Machine Images. Remember guys, AMI is nothing but Amazon Machine Images. We'll use this Amazon Machine Images to Amazon Machine Image like a OS, like we used to call Ubuntu, CentOS, RHEL, Red Hat, Amazon Linux, Windows, like Windows 8, Windows 10, Windows 11, like we used to call, right? In that context. Okay, various configurations of CPU, memory, storage, and networking capacity for your instances known as instance types. Instance type nothing but, so for example, when you're purchasing a mobile from your Flipkart or Amazon, you used to see the configuration, correct? They'll mention that RAM will be 4 GB, then hard disk will be 64 GB extendable or 120 GB, like this used to mention, correct? So the same way in the cloud world, instance type we call it as. What is this instance type? It is going to tell us, this will going to show us the configuration details of the server. For example, one server required a 16 GB memory, one server required a 8 GB memory, like this, based upon the requirement wise. So this could be configured. For that, the configuration name we call it as a instance types. Remember, secure login information for your instances using is key pairs. Like we used to create the key pair. So that key pair will give us the insights for login. For example, whenever you're gonna log in, it asks for username password, correct? So, but we know username, but we cannot able to set up the password at the first login, correct? So for that, we'll use the key pairs here. What is key pair? Key pair is a secure information for login to the servers. Multiple physical locations for your resources, such as instances and storage, known as regions and availability zones. Even we know this word, correct? Region is a geographical location where AWS set up their data center. Then what is availability zone? Availability zone is a discrete data center, the small data center within a region. Okay, and each region will have a more than three availability zones, or more than two availability zones will be there. In each region, we have more than two availability zones. Okay. Any questions on the features, guys, before proceeding to the next slide? Please let me know.
Will you explain more about your secure login information for
I
your instances using key pairs?
practically explain that, like how we can able to connect via using key pair.
Okay. Okay.
Next step. If at all, if I log into the AWS console of EC2, if I try to access the EC2 service, how the EC2 service looks like. In the EC2, what are the components are there? Those I'll explain. So the first component name is EC2 dashboard will be there. So let me show that first. Can you guys able to see here, right? This is the dashboard. This is the
Yes.
dashboard. Let me go for dashboard. Let me refresh. This is the dashboard. I'm in the dashboard window now. So here you guys can see is a left side dashboard. I searched EC2. That's it. If I search EC2 here, first one, virtual service in the cloud is that one only. Select that. We'll come to this page. Okay, dashboard page. You are using the following Amazon EC2 resources in the, I'm in the region of US East, Ohio region I'm in. Okay, so in this region, this will going to give the overview, letting out what are the resources that it will going to show us. For example, you can see running instances 0, a dedicated host 0, key pairs 1 is there, security groups 4 is there, auto scaling groups, elastic IPs, load balancers, snapshots, capacity reservation, instances, like this, multiple options are there. Okay, so there is a dashboard. Then what is global view then? Global view nothing but, so for example, if I'll open the global view, so I might be created the servers, I forgot it in the different regions. Okay, so I might be created servers and I left it over. That's a let me show that option. So look at guys here, total I have enabled is 17 regions as a free tier of AWS account. As a free tier of AWS, so we have only 17 regions are available. I mean, AWS will have more than 20 30 regions, but all the regions they didn't enable us. Only few of the regions only they enabled for us. Out of that, it's a 17 regions only we enabled. Next, I have total 4 servers are there. Where are them? In 2 regions. In 2 regions, I have total 4 servers are there. So total VPCs, if you think, 18 in 17 regions. Okay, like this will going to give the count, complete count it will going to give, enter your account strategy. Okay, you can see that here, bifurcation. How many subnets are there, how many security groups are there, like this the values are reflecting. Okay, what are the other regions? You can able to see that. So total regions will be 30. Able to see that resource region counts. Total regions how many are there means in AWS account 30 is there. Out of 30, only 17 is enabled for you. Remember. Let me go back. That is a region. What is events then? Event consists of 2 types of events. One is volume event, another one is instance events. Server events or the volume events. 2 types of events are there. So event, instance events and volume events, 2 types of events are there. AWS can schedule events for your instances such as reboot, stop start or retirement. Depending on the event, you might be able to take action to the control the timing of the event. Then volume events. When Amazon EBS determines the volumes of data is potentially inconsistent, it disables IO to the volume from any attached EC2 instances by default. This causes the volume status check to fail and create a volume status event that indicates the cause of the failure. Okay. That is right now there are no events. Generally, what are the what it is going to reflect here? Nothing, but we whatever the servers we have, right? Out of those, any of the server, if suppose something is not working properly, some problem is there, such a moment that AWS will notify us in this events. AWS will going to notify us in this particular event. There we could able to see that like which of the things are not working, which of the things are working, what could be the problem, and a debug level things also can start from here only in the events. Okay, hope you guys are clear on the left side 3 options: dashboard, global view, and events. Any questions? Make sure I'm in the region called Ohio. EC2 is a region specific service, nothing but. So you created the servers in Ohio means only it's Ohio only there. If you created the servers in Virginia only those servers will be there. Okay, those are 3 options. Then instances. So here it is going to provide the servers. What are the servers are there? Like I have 2 servers. Those 2 servers are reflecting here. Okay, so you can see here instances, whatever the servers are there in your account, this will reflect here. Okay, instance types. So here it will going to show us the types. Like type is the name of the category, it will going to show us. Then how many CPUs are there, what is the architecture, how much memory is there, storage type, performance of the network, and what could be the price of the server. If I choose this particular type, what is the cost, that will reflect. That is called as instance type, second category. You can see if I select T2.micro, this is a very famous and popular one we're gonna use. So if you look at for these values, this is reflecting T2.micro will get one virtual CPU, vCPU nothing but virtual CPU, and architecture is i386. i3 processor will get 8664 nothing but Intel architecture. I mean Intel chip will get i3 processor, Intel chip. How much memory? 1 GB memory I'll get. Speed low to moderate, network speed will be low to moderate. This is the cost per hour on demand for Windows. If you go for Linux, this 0.0116 US dollar per hour, that is the cost for on demand. Okay, like this we can able to see the cost difference. Okay, for a testing purpose we can able to use micro, but other than micro, anything you choose in this AWS account, everything will be chargeable. Remember, not free, only the micro which I shown, right, the second option, that's the only free tier. Okay, templates also we can able to create, but before moving to the templates, Let me see the theory what we left out. Okay. Tags additional information about your instances it will going to show, and limits. AWS Amazon EC2 provides different resources that you can use, such as instances and volumes. When you create your AWS account, AWS sets the limit for these resources on your per region basis. So this page lists out your AWS service limits in the US East North Virginia region. Okay. So for an example, look at what are the different types of instances there means. An instance is a virtual server in the cloud. After you launch an instance, it looks like a traditional host, and you can interact with as it would any computer. You have a complete control of your instances. You can use sudo to run the commands that require the root privileges. Instance have the below pricing model. Think about. So guys, this is very important. In the intro they'll ask about this. So on-demand instances, types of the instances, okay, with respect to pricing model. First one is on-demand instances. With on-demand instances, you pay for compute capacity by per hour, per second, depending on which instances you run. So this will going to give us a clear idea about that. Like this is quite costly. Immediately, if at all I want the server within 1 minute, I can create the server in AWS, but the cost is more. That is on-demand. Then reserved, second one. Reserved is a 1/3 year contract. 1 year or 3 year contract. 12 months or 36 months contract will be there. For a fixed capacity, contract for a fixed capacity of visitor instances, lowest cost over per are charges than the on demand. Meaning you will get better discounts. On demand is $1 means reserved instances you will get 75% discount. That means you need to pay only 25% only. 25% only you need to pay. Okay, 75% is will get the discount, but there is a reserved nothing but this. For example, I need 100 servers for this particular year, then I can reserve, I can make the reservation. Okay, so such a cases we can go for reserved instances. Okay. Then spot instances. So Amazon EC2 spot instances allow you to request a spare Amazon EC2 computing capacity for up to 90% of the on-demand price. Okay, the dedicated host is means spot instance is nothing but it will give 90% discount, but there is no guarantee that how long the service will run. Okay, it's kind of a second-hand cars or bikes. You can purchase a second-hand bike and cars, but there is no guarantee that how long the devices will run work properly. Okay, like that. Then dedicated host is a physical EC2 server dedicated for your use case. Means this kind of a physical server you can trade them, but in the AWS cloud. Scheduled instances, purchase instances that are always available on the specified recurring schedule for a 1 year term. For example, every day night 3 o'clock we require a server. Okay, that time only the service will run automatically. That is a scheduled instances. Then savings plan means you got confused with above plans. You're not sure which plan to you choose. Then offer savings plan is the best option. Offer significant savings over on demand and in exchange for a commitment to a use specific amount of computer power for 1 or 3 year period. Then capacity reservation. Capacity reservations enable you to reserve the capacity of your Amazon EC2 instances in a specific availability zone. So, for example, in particular region, particular availability zone, I require 50 servers. So then I can able to book that. That is called as a capacity reservation. So, okay. Any questions, guys, with respect to costing model? Which is cheaper means spot instance is a cheaper. Which is costly means on demand and dedicated hosts are the costly. Okay, but which one we are using means we are using on demand only. We are using on demand only. In my company, we are using on demand plus spot. Both are using on demand plus spot. Both are we are using. Next, below are the steps you need to follow to launch a EC2 instance. Means if at all you want to create the server means these are the options we need to follow. So first thing you can see when you click on the launch. Then first we need to choose the AMI, Amazon machine image we need to choose. Then we have instance type we need to select. Then we need to configure the details. Then storage we need to configure. I need to assign the tags. Security groups we need to assign. We need to review and we can select the key pairs and finally we can launch the instance. Next, out of that, what is AMI then? AMI is a Amazon machine image. AMI is an Amazon machine image that contains software configurations like OS, application images, application servers, like this. Many things will be there in that. That is the kind of free configured template we call it as. Okay, you can treat the AMI is like a packaged food. They already package the food and readily available. You just eat it. Okay, like that. That's the AMI. Like who package this? AWS only package that. That is the AMI. AMI provides the information required to launch an instance, which is a virtual server in the cloud. You can specify an AMI when you launch an instance, and you can launch as many instances from the AMI as you need. You can also launch instances from as many different AMIs as you need. Okay, like how many instances you want, that many instances can be created. Okay. Next, instance types wise, if you think about, when you launch an instance, the instance type that specify determines the software hardware of the house computer used for your instance. Each instance type offers different compute memory and storage capabilities and are grouped in the instance families based on these capabilities. Select the instance type based on the requirements of the application or software that you can learn to run your instances. Below the instance types, you can see general purpose instances. There, compute optimizer is there, memory optimizer is there, storage optimizer, accelerated computing, like this. Multiple options are there. Just we'll go through one by one. General purpose, nothing but general purpose. If you select the balance of compute, memory, and networking resources, T2 micro, T2 nano, T2 small. Example, web application. So the family is T2. Okay, so then where we can use this means web applications. We can able to use hosting a websites. We can able to use this particular one. If you go for compute optimized bond applications that benefit from higher performance processors, C4 large, C4 large, C4 large, 2x large, like this we can able to use. Where we are going to use this means in the dedicated gaming server. Like when you're wanting the games, like you want to build a game applications means we can able to use this compute optimized. Then memory optimized, designed to deliver the faster performance for workloads that process large data sets in the memory. So R4 large, R4 large, R4 large. Example, like a memory optimizer where we can able to use means moreover in the databases will use this. I mean databases MySQL, PostgreSQL like databases are there means there we can able to use. Then next one we have storage optimizer, workloads that require high sequential read and write access to every large data sets and the local storage like D2.x large, D2.2x large, 4x large, 8x large, 16x large. Example, Hadoop or data warehousing, big data mainly. Accelerated computing, graphics processing units like GPUs were called it as, like wherever we record animated graphics, like some Hollywood movies are there, there we used to use very heavy graphics. Correct. In such a remaking the pictures, there you can able to use accelerated computing like FEGS, field programmable gateway arrays, and F1.2x large, F1.16x large, G3.4x large, like this. Game streaming media and 3D application streaming media, we can able to use this particular accelerated computing. This is the instance type. Based upon the instance type, the cost also will vary per hourly basis. So remember, all the resources will be priced at the hourly basis only. Then configuring
Which
details.
instance we being used in our company, sir?
Like
General purpose only.
some
That
of
depends
the,
upon this one requirement. That's for sure.
if we are hosted the websites like Nginx, Tomcat, Apache web servers means general purpose only. If some of the applications where we required a more CPU, then compute optimized. More memory required means memory optimized. More disk is required means storage optimized. Like this, depending upon the scenario, situation also we're gonna select the each other.
But mostly general purpose is used, no, sir? Most of the
Most
times.
purpose, we have MySQL servers also in my company. We are using memory optimizer as well.
Oh, okay, okay,
Some of them are using CPU, CPU, more CPU also required some of the servers. There we are using compute optimized.
okay. In single account, you can use multiple instances, sir? Different instances like
One
general purpose, memory optimized. In single account, you can use it.
single account, many things can be used, but one server, one instance type only.
Okay, okay.
Configuring the details. While configuring the details, we can able to choose the IAM role. This option can be used to give the access to other services. For example, you want to access S3 from EC2, then that also it can be possible. User data. This section is used to create the boot up script for your instance. You can add steps that you want to be executed during your instance startup like that. Then we have a monitoring. This option can be used to enable the detailed monitoring for your servers. Then we have a storage. EC2 supports two types of block level storage. One is instance storage volume, another one is EBS, elastic block storage volumes. Remember guys, AWS EC2 volume supports AWS EC2 volume support two types of volumes. One is instance storage volumes, second one EBS volume, or elastic block store volume. What is the difference between each other? Instance storage volume used for temporary data storage where the data is available as long as the instance is running. If you stop or terminate the instance, the data is lost. That means instance storage volume is temporary, but elastic block storage volume is permanent. Used for persistent data where the data is available even when you stop or terminate the instance. The data will be persistent under this. That means you think logically. EBS is permanent, instance storage volumes are temporary. Clear? Any questions? Any questions?
In companies, we use EBS itself, no, sir?
EBS only because we require a permanent, right?
Correct.
Even after if you stop, if you lost the data means, then where you will get the data? It's very difficult to predict the data, correct? So for that wise, we'll be using EBS only. In EBS also we have a 5 types are there. We can see that here. Like general purpose SSD GP2. General purpose GP2 volumes offer cost-effective storage that is ideal for the broad range of workloads. Many people use GP2 or GP3. Now GP3 also there. Okay, either the one we are using. Provision IOPS SSD also there. Provision IOPS SSD means solid state devices. Volumes are designed to meet the needs of the IO intensive workloads, particularly database workloads that are sensitive to storage performance and consistency. But this is very costly. Remember, guys, provision of SSD is very costly. So this will give us more data transfer cost. Let me give simple example for you guys. When you search it in the Flipkart or Amazon for purchasing one pen drive. Okay, there are plenty of vendors are there for manufacturing the pen drives. One is SanDisk is there, HP is there, Samsung is there. Like this, many pen drives are there. Pen drive options are there. If you purchase SanDisk pen drive, okay, 16 GB pen drive is cost around 250 rupees. Sir. Remember, 16 GB SanDisk pen drive is 250 rupees. But the same 16 GB HP pen drive you want to purchase, that is 400 rupees. Size is same only, company only change. Okay, but they're costing 400 rupees. Why this so much difference? HP is 400, SanDisk is 250. In both the pen drives, how much data you can store? Only 15 GB only, 16 GB only. But why is so costly? What matters here?
Data
Data transfer rate. For example, SanDisk pen drive, if you connect to your laptop and if you copy some movies, max to max it will go up to 2 to 4 Mbps speed only. Same HP pen drive, if you put up, it will go up to 10 to 15 Mbps. The speed is matters here. Okay, like that, provision of SSD is more speed than compared to others. Then magnetic volumes are backed by magnetic drives and are suited for workloads where the data is accessed infrequently and scenarios where local storage for small volume size is important. Small size nothing but in olden days, like before pen drives, what was there? Now we have pen drives, correct? But before pen drives, what was there?
disk we were using.
DVD, correct?
Floppy disk we were using.
Floppy disk. CD, DVD. CD compact disk, its maximum storage capacity is 5 12 MB only, correct? DVD, we can purchase DVD, we have an option called 4.3 GB, correct? So if you keep the data in the that DVD, if you keep the data in the DVD, okay, when you're going to access the data? It's very long, right? Like not frequently. If you keep the data here, so then you'll access it maybe after a month only or after a week only, not every day. Okay, so that is called as a magnetic. Then we have cold HDD. Cold SSD volumes provide low-cost magnetic storage that defines performance in terms of the throughput rather than the IOPS. Okay, cold SSD means nothing but cold is nothing but long term. Cold is nothing but long term storage. వస్తుంది ఎప్పుడో దానిపై పొడవు సొప్పు నీకు కొడుకన్నా అడుచుకుంటావే ఇప్పుడు చూడి చూడు 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 కొడదాంలే 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 చూడి సరే. So throughput optimized SSD, another one is throughput optimized SSD volumes provide low cost magnetic storage that defines the performance in terms of throughput rather than the IOPS. This volume type is good fit for large sequential workloads such as Amazon EMR, ETL, data warehouses and long processing. For that purposes, we can able to use this EBS types. Okay, remember guys, here most popular things will be the above two only, general purpose and provision IOPS. Out of these two, any one of the thing will be company can be used. Okay. Okay, any questions now? Any questions, confusions? We discussed very much theory today. So tomorrow we are going to create the server. I'm going to show that how to create the virtual machine or how to create the instance in the AWS EC2. Okay.
Sir, will you explain briefly about the EBS types you explained, but how about the charges, sir, as far as EBS is concerned?
That is also like how much cost will be occurring. That will explain in the while creating the server right tomorrow. In that I'll show how much is the cost per GB per month. How much is the cost? I'll show you.
Fine, fine.
Any other questions or confusions? Okay. If we are good, then we'll close the call today here. Then we'll catch up on tomorrow.
So just a minute, all these AMIs, as far as AMI is concerned, Amazon machine images, these are all usually configured in LVM, sir, logical volume, or whether it is normal installation, sir?
Those are just images, ISO images. Okay, you put up to while installing the OS in your laptop, brand new laptop, it asks for configurations, right? So those configurations they are already prefixed in the server in the operating system. That is called as a AMI, Amazon machine image. That image is ISO image only.
Okay.
But Amazon is prefixed to that. Means Amazon already have the license and everything. Amazon only holding that. For that reason, only they call it as Amazon machine image.
Okay, okay. And how about these partitions, sir? I mean to say whether they have been configured in default partitions or LVM, sir. If at all I want to extend.
The root partitions only they did that. If at all you want, you can configure the LVM later.
Okay.
By default,
we followed in your company, sir? LVM itself, no, sir?
We do have LVM. We do have LVM.
But if say if at all we want to go ahead and extend in such scenarios, whether we have to do by ourselves or the support will take care. Sometimes in other companies they will take care by the support team. Separate OS team will be there. They will go ahead and extend it. I am talking about the scenario wise, sir.
Correct. So generally, as a DevOps engineer only can handle this LVM management as well. Like how does management will happen? Nothing but generally, so they'll write a script, shell script, or maybe some automation method they'll use in the DevOps world. Like in the DevOps will provide some tools, right? That tool set, stack set they'll use. That tools they'll put up the script. For example, Ansible we can use, Chef we can able to use. If you write a code in that, that code will take care for all LVM management. It will read the physical volumes and it will going to create the virtual volume group, and using that volume group it will going to create the logical volume LVM.
Correct. For that we will have to bring down the services, no, sir? Before that.
Means before starting itself, the first time server will set up, right? That time itself setup will done.
Got it, sir. For initializing the things, starting the things, fine. But whenever say in a scenario where if we require additional space in, say, for example, temp or in home, so at that moment we will have to bring down the services. No, usually we do that. Used to do that. That's the reason I'm asking.
That's the moment when you take a downtime.
Correct. Yeah. Correct. Yes. That is what I'm asking, sir. I was asking.
With the stakeholders, wherever required, then you can do with non-business hours, or maybe less critical means you can do with business hours itself. There's both the compatibility things are there.
Okay. Okay, sir. Got it, sir. For mine, I'm done, sir. Thank you.
Others? Okay. If no questions, then we'll wind up here. Thank you so much for a valuable time. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Have a nice